Next up, we have one of the most entertaining, genuine, and creative students I know. I can't believe our friendship spanned from diapers to graduation. A man who needs no introduction, who goes by one name, like the legends Beyonce and Prince. Please help me in welcoming Hooper up to the stage for the farewell address.
Oh. All right. Hey. Yup, that's it. Just like I said in this building and to all of the amazing people in it. But now I'm here to say farewell. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize our uniquely owned Mr. Merrill, Mr. Corrigan, and Mrs. Berman. All of the work that you guys have done, whether getting noticed or not, is the reason we are all here today. Along with them, I would like to recognize... Okay. Along with them, I would like to recognize our sports coaches, lunch ladies, maintenance staff, and of course, all of our beloved teachers who have taught us so much in curriculum and in life as well. On behalf of my classmates, we thank you for everything you have done and will continue to do. We sincerely appreciate and thank you for molding us into the intelligent young adults in cap and gown sitting before you today. Thank you. A few years from now, we're all going to look back on high school and think, wow, I really should have been nicer to Miss O'Sullivan. But seriously, in a few years, we'll also be thinking about our future even more so than right now. Some of us may even have our lives figured out by then. Others may be frustrated about why their life isn't figured out yet. But that's okay. It is okay to not know everything, because once you get to where you're supposed to be, you'll be thankful for those times when you didn't know a thing. And that is the journey. And life is indeed a journey, not a destination. The start of our journey included being little pipsqueak freshmen with 2017 swag. Of course, we were nervous and anxious, but also eager to see what this whole high school thing was about. Are we actually going to get bullied? How much more homework are we going to have? What is the subroom? And above all, are the rumors about the bathrooms true? I assure you they were not. At least not completely true. Many of us went into algebra with Miss Mays, biology with Miss Fortin, or even world history with Mr. Wall. But no matter what teacher you had or what class you were in, there was one thing that was always the same. If you don't do your homework, your grade's gonna drop. This seemed foreign to us freshmen, even though we had 8 years of this law already. We quickly learned that you have to do your work. Being responsible for your grades was the main point I learned from freshman year. No one is going to do your homework except you. Unless you pay someone. However, in the future, you will not be able to pay anyone to do your job. So when you do the hard work, it makes succeeding feel much more rich and authentic. It is very important to know this. We also learned early on that you must be respectful of all teachers. This pays off when you are late to class or need a couple more days to finish that assignment. Earning certain privileges through respect, that's what it's all about. This brings us to sophomore year, and we're still rookies. I mean, the work got harder, and connections with peers grew much stronger. When we walked in on the first day, we knew what was going on, and we were also included in the #1 rule in MHS. If you go to the bathroom, you gotta stop by the LC. There's the Learning Commons. It's full of computers, books, and 2 types of students. The ones doing their work, and the ones doing anything but their work. I associated with the anti-workers. But I'm still here today along with all my other anti-workers. I spent many early mornings here with assignments in my thoughts as I watched people stroll in, anywhere from 6 a.m. all the way to the first bell at 8:30 a.m. Being observant and listening was crucial this year, as I got a better grasp of what high school was all about. Getting good grades so you're happy with your GPA is obvious, but also starting to build a sturdy base for your own merit. This year, I had my favorite class of all time. US History 1 with a bunch of the goofiest goofballs I know. And I don't know where you are, Mr. Pinocchio, but I'm sorry. I mean, we had notes being passed from table to table, baseball helmets being worn, and just like animal noises. It was interesting, it was weird. At times, we were certainly immature, ignorant, and just annoying. But we always had, and still have, so much respect for you, Mr. Pinocchio. The times that we were the hardest to handle are the times that we will never forget, and I truly thank you for putting up with that and us. Overall, sophomore year was difficult because we weren't freshmen. We couldn't pull the "I'm a freshman" card anymore. When homework was due, it was due. When you weren't ready for a test, you still got to take that test. When you were avoiding class and then were told to go to it, you couldn't say you were lost anymore. No more excuses. You're either doing the right thing or you're not, and only you can stop yourself from doing the wrong thing. Many of my friends and I were under the impression that junior year was going to be the toughest year academically. We were almost big dogs on campus. Woof. We knew all the teachers. We knew where all the classes were. We knew to eat the nacho grande and the buff chick dip, but to stay away from the fish sticks, respectfully. We knew it was up. Outside of Melrose High School, the real world was unlike anything that we had ever experienced in our 17 years of life. About 1 year ago, COVID-19 hit big time. At first, when our school shut down, we were all like, hey, let's stay up till breakfast and then sleep till dinner. This did not last long. Meanwhile, the principals and teachers were like, hey, oh, wait, yeah, how are we gonna do this? And they did it, they figured out a way. And for that, we are beyond appreciative and entirely thankful. We all adapted to online schooling, which was super difficult for some, like me, but very easy for others. Grades from this year does not depict the excessive amounts of self-driven focus there was this year, a very important life skill. Melrose students are always learning new ways to retain knowledge. Online learning made us adapt and pushed us to excellence. In the early stages of the COVID pandemic, we also witnessed what happened in Minneapolis. A human body with a soul was terminated. George Floyd was murdered. Unacceptable. There were protests in Minneapolis, New York, Chicago, right here on Lynn Fells. Black lives will always matter. Racism is the real pandemic. We will never, ever live in a perfect world, but it does not have to be anywhere near perfect for us to treat everyone with fairness and respect. Junior year could have been a lot better. Okay, thank you. Hardship, loss, and everyday problems have been crucial for growth, but these are just a glimpse of what can be found in our journey so far. We are all different from the person to the north, east, south, and west of us, but that is the uniqueness that will make each of us successful in a way that no one has ever seen before. My mother has her own little motto, and it's simple but important. Wake up, dress up, and show up. Being entirely online for a while, I only had to wake up, which was nice. Even I didn't do that sometimes. But these three things are essential to a productive lifestyle. You need to get up out of bed, attack the day looking and feeling sharp, and show up knowing what you bring to the table. And speaking of tables, our lunch tables used to be filled with friends, squished together, food everywhere with uncontrollable laughter. The days before school, just hanging out, talking with anyone and everyone. No cohorts, no rules, just pure laughs. Walking through the LC, watching people gather around the computers, and at the tables just chilling, with many more laughs. These uncomplicated moments in this senior year has taught us more than anything. Do not take a single thing for granted. We tend to realize how important something is to us once it has been taken away. On this day, we celebrate 4 years of high school completed, an honest accomplishment. On this day, we also celebrate the memories forged throughout the process of receiving our education, the memories that we hope to share with each other at a reunion one day, or even to our children, and maybe even to their children. On this day, we celebrate our strong and adaptable teachers, staff, and parents who have been working very hard right beside us every step of the way. On this beautiful day, we celebrate us. As we sit here today, there is plenty of more work to do in this world. But for this moment, right now, right here, let's take it in. In the following days, weeks, months, and years, let's find our passions and listen to those spidey senses. Follow your instincts. They're leading you to the right path. Be flexible and prepared for whatever opportunity arises. Make as many connections as possible, because sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. Let's have some fun and do whatever we want, as long as it's legal. If you want to create a shoe brand, become a deep sea diver, or even just ask that girl or guy at the gym for their number, just do it. Come on. Every single one of us has a story to tell. So let's do ourselves a favor and make the rest of our stories bestsellers, Pulitzer Prize winning stories. Time is a constant changing force that you can either embrace or waste. We must refuse to sit with regret when we are old. Live for the now so the then is much more enjoyable. Let's go be who we are supposed to be. It's Hoop. Thank you.